Matcha looks like the perfect health drink, bright green, packed with antioxidants, promoted as a longevity miracle. But hidden dangers are brewing in that powder. Lead contamination, pesticides, deceptive labeling. Some brands could be damaging your kidneys, spiking blood pressure, or interfering with heart medications. Today, we expose 9 matcha brands to avoid and the 2 that deserve your trust. Coming in at number 9, we have Jade Leaf Matcha. Jade Leaf has built its entire reputation on accessibility and affordability. You see it everywhere you look. Grocery store shelves positioned right at eye level to catch your attention. Amazon bestseller lists dominating search results month after month. Health food blogs recommending it as the perfect starter matcha for beginners who want to explore the world of green tea without breaking the bank. The packaging promises ceremonial-grade quality with vibrant green color and authentic Japanese sourcing. It sounds perfect for anyone wanting to start their matcha journey. But here is what they conveniently leave off the label. Independent lab testing has revealed troubling inconsistencies in Jade Leaf products that should concern every health-conscious consumer. Some batches tested positive for elevated lead levels that exceeded safe thresholds established by health authorities. Lead. In a powder, you are whisking into your morning drink and swallowing every single day without a second thought. For seniors, this is not some minor concern you can brush aside and forget about. Lead accumulates in the body steadily over time with each exposure. It does not flush out easily with water or supplements no matter what detox products claim. Your kidneys cannot simply filter it away no matter how much fluid you drink throughout the day. For anyone already managing kidney issues or taking medications that stress those organs, even small amounts of lead exposure can accelerate kidney damage significantly over time. Think about what your kidneys are doing every single day without rest. They are working overtime to filter toxins from prescription medications you take each morning. They are processing supplements and over-the-counter drugs. They are handling the natural metabolic decline that comes with aging. Adding lead to that already heavy burden is like throwing gasoline on a small fire that was barely contained. It will spread. But the problems with Jade Leaf do not stop at heavy metals. Consumer reports have noted that some Jade Leaf batches arrive with a dull, brownish-green hue, instead of the vibrant emerald color you rightfully expect from quality ceremonial-grade matcha. That color shift is not just cosmetic disappointment affecting your Instagram photos. It signals oxidation or improper storage somewhere along the supply chain between the farms in Japan and your doorstep in America. When matcha oxidizes from air exposure or heat during shipping and storage, it loses its antioxidant potency rapidly. The catechins that fight cellular damage break down into less effective compounds. You are paying for health benefits that have already vanished before you even tear open the bag. The texture has raised red flags too among discerning consumers. Quality matcha should feel silky between your fingers, almost like the finest talcum powder or flour ground to impossibly fine particles. But multiple Jade Leaf users describe a gritty, sandy mouthfeel that coats the tongue unpleasantly and refuses to dissolve properly in water or milk. That grittiness often indicates lower-grade leaves being processed without proper care. Stems and leaf veins mixed into the powder to bulk up weight and reduce costs. Poor milling techniques using inferior equipment that leaves coarse particles behind in the final product. Here is the trust betrayal that stings most for consumers who believe the marketing. Jade Leaf proudly stamps ceremonial grade on its packaging in bold letters designed to catch your eye. But ceremonial grade has absolutely no legal definition in the United States. There is no regulatory body verifying that claim or inspecting facilities. No inspector checking whether it meets any authentic Japanese standard for quality. You are trusting a marketing term invented by marketers, not a safety certification backed by any authority or government agency. For seniors managing blood pressure or taking blood thinners like warfarin, the vitamin K content in matcha can interact dangerously with medications and throw off carefully calibrated dosages your doctor has prescribed. But when you cannot trust the basic purity of the product itself, how can you accurately track what you are putting into your body each day? Makes you wonder why the FDA allows brands to use terms like ceremonial grade when there is no standard behind it whatsoever. At number 8, we have Encha Matcha. Encha positions itself as the premium choice for discerning matcha drinkers who want the very best. The marketing is sleek and sophisticated with beautiful photography. The promises are bold and confident, backed by compelling origin stories. They claim their matcha is grown in Kyoto, the historic heart of Japanese tea culture, shaded for weeks under specialized canopies that boost chlorophyll, stone ground to silky perfection using traditional granite mills. It sounds like exactly what a health-conscious senior would want, but the reality is murkier than that vibrant green powder suggests. Third-party laboratory testing has flagged some Encha products for pesticide residue at detectable levels. Yes, even organic certified products can contain pesticides in measurable amounts. The organic label has significant loopholes most consumers never learn about. Certain pesticides are specifically approved for organic farming operations. Cross-contamination from neighboring conventional farms is far more common than the industry admits. Wind carries chemical droplets across property lines without respecting certifications. The organic sticker does not create an impenetrable shield. For seniors especially, pesticide exposure is not something trivial to dismiss. Peer-reviewed studies have linked chronic low-level pesticide exposure to significantly increased risk of developing Parkinson's disease, cognitive decline mimicking early dementia symptoms, hormonal disruption affecting everything from sleep quality to metabolism. These are real documented outcomes measured in populations with regular pesticide exposure over time. But there is another issue lurking beneath the premium branding. Some consumers have reported receiving Encha matcha that smells stale or hay-like instead of the fresh, grassy aroma that defines quality matcha. That stale smell is a red flag. It means the matcha was stored improperly, exposed to air during packaging, or sat on shelves too long. Degraded matcha delivers fewer of the catechins and L-theanine you are drinking it for. The whole point of the purchase evaporates. The texture complaints from Encha customers mirror what we saw with Jade Leaf. Gritty when it should be smooth, coarse when it should be silky. Not the luxurious mouthfeel quality matcha should deliver. Here is what concerns me about Encha specifically. They charge premium prices. You are paying $15, $20, even $30 for a small tin lasting only a few weeks. That premium pricing creates an assumption of quality. You trust you are getting the best because you are paying the most. But when lab tests reveal pesticides and consumers report stale product, that trust shatters. For seniors on fixed incomes, that betrayal hits twice. You lost the money you carefully budgeted, and you lost the health benefits you were counting on. Double the damage from a single purchase. Most people never learn how to spot these warning signs before buying. Stick around. The solution is coming at the end of this video. Now at number 7, we have Midori Spring Matcha. Midori Spring has positioned itself as a premium organic option with thoughtful branding designed to attract health-conscious consumers. The name evokes images of freshness and renewal. Spring, new beginnings, purity. The imagery on packaging reinforces that story. Clean lines, natural colors suggesting wholesome organic origins. But behind that marketing image, serious cracks are forming. Consumer complaints across review platforms point to wildly inconsistent quality between batches. One order might arrive vibrant and smooth, exactly matching website photos. The next order placed weeks later might be dull in color, bitter on the tongue, and grainy in texture like an entirely different product. That dramatic inconsistency suggests weak quality control at sourcing or production levels. Corners being cut when margins get tight. Standards slipping when nobody watches closely enough. When you are a senior relying on matcha for specific health benefits, you need consistency above almost everything else. You need certainty that every cup delivers the same antioxidants, the same calming L-theanine, the same support for cardiovascular function. Gambling on whether this batch will work defeats the entire purpose. But there is a deeper concern hiding in test results. Some Midori Spring products have tested positive for trace amounts of heavy metals, including arsenic at detectable levels. Arsenic in your morning wellness drink. For seniors with compromised kidney function from age or illness, arsenic exposure is particularly dangerous. Your kidneys filter toxins from your bloodstream. When already strained by decades of use or medications, adding arsenic accelerates decline noticeably. Each cup of contaminated matcha adds to the cumulative burden your kidneys carry. The brand promises Japanese origin prominently on packaging, but verification is murky. Some consumers question whether all the matcha is truly from Japan or quietly blended with cheaper Chinese origin powder to cut costs. Chinese matcha is grown under different agricultural standards. Pesticide regulations are less strict. Heavy metal contamination from soil pollution is more documented. When a brand refuses transparency about exact sourcing, suspicion is warranted. The packaging itself has drawn complaints. Some users report seals already broken upon arrival or bags loosely packed with too much air inside. Air exposure is the sworn enemy of matcha freshness. Once the seal is compromised, oxidation begins immediately and cannot be reversed. Drop a comment below if you have ever opened a health product that looked nothing like the photos on the website. At number 6, we have KissMe Organics Matcha. KissMe Organics dominates Amazon search results with aggressive marketing and attractive pricing that catches budget-conscious eyes. The brand has accumulated thousands of reviews, many enthusiastic, creating powerful social proof that feels reassuring at first glance. The packaging uses friendly, approachable colors. The product descriptions emphasize organic certification and natural purity prominently. For budget-conscious seniors trying to make healthy choices without breaking the bank, KissMe Organics seems like a smart compromise. But when you dig beneath the surface into independent testing, the picture changes dramatically. Laboratory analyses have detected elevated levels of lead in some KissMe Organics batches at concerning concentrations. Lead does not leave your body easily once it enters your system. It accumulates slowly but steadily in bones and soft tissue over months and years of regular exposure. It builds up silently while you continue drinking what you believe is a pure health product. Over time, accumulated lead contributes to cognitive decline that gets blamed on normal aging, kidney damage that seems to come from nowhere, cardiovascular stress that complicates existing heart conditions. Every single cup of contaminated matcha adds to that toxic load building inside your body. The effects are cumulative and insidious, invisible until damage is already done. But lead is not the only heavy metal showing up in testing. Some batches have also tested positive for cadmium at concerning levels. Cadmium is another heavy metal that specifically targets kidney tissue for damage. For seniors already managing kidney disease or taking medications that stress these organs, cadmium exposure multiplies the risk significantly. The taste complaints from consumers are remarkably consistent: bitter, harsh, unpleasant in a way that makes you question whether you want to finish the bag. Quality matcha should have a smooth, slightly sweet, umami-rich flavor. When matcha tastes aggressively bitter, it signals lower-grade leaves harvested too late, poor shading practices, old stock that sat in warehouses too long. Here's the trust betrayal that hits hardest. KissMe Organics markets with the word organic prominently displayed, creating an assumption of purity and safety. Shoppers see organic and mentally lower their guard. But organic certification does not test for heavy metals at all. You can be certified organic and still contain dangerous levels of lead and cadmium. The label creates false confidence. For seniors who chose this brand because it seemed safer, discovering heavy metal contamination feels like a gut punch betrayal. Isn't it strange how billion-dollar food companies keep having contamination issues, yet remain bestsellers on every platform? What does that tell you about who the system protects? If this information helps you stay safer at the store, hit that subscribe button. It is completely free and means you will never miss these investigations. At number 5, we have the Republic of Tea Matcha. The Republic of Tea has built substantial brand equity over multiple decades. Many seniors recognize the name from supermarket shelves and consider it trustworthy based on past experiences with their traditional tea products. When a familiar brand extends into matcha, consumers naturally assume trust transfers automatically. If they make excellent black tea and herbal blends, surely their matcha meets the same standards. But matcha is a fundamentally different product with unique risks. Reports from consumers paint a concerning picture. Some Republic of Tea matcha products arrive with an off-putting, almost fishy smell that hits immediately upon opening. Quality matcha should smell fresh, grassy, and slightly sweet with vegetal notes. A fishy odor often indicates degradation during storage or transportation, contamination somewhere in the supply chain, improper drying techniques during production. For seniors with sensitive digestive systems or compromised immune function, consuming degraded matcha can trigger more than disappointment. Nausea, digestive upset, or worse reactions are possible when the product has deteriorated past acceptable limits. Your body recognizes when something is wrong. The color raises additional concerns. Instead of bright, vivid green, some batches lean toward yellow-green or even brownish hues. That discoloration signals chlorophyll breakdown from light, heat, or oxygen exposure during storage. The antioxidant compounds you are drinking matcha for are tied to that chlorophyll content. When the green fades, the health benefits fade with it. There is also the blending issue that catches consumers off guard. Some Republic of Tea matcha products are not pure matcha at all. They contain green tea extract mixed in, fillers to bulk up volume, natural flavors that mask underlying quality problems. For seniors managing blood pressure or monitoring sodium intake, these undisclosed ingredients complicate everything. Hidden sodium, hidden sugars, potentially hidden allergens. The Republic of Tea trades heavily on decades of brand trust, but when the matcha fails to deliver basic purity, that trust feels hollow. Do not go anywhere yet. The solution is coming at the very end of this video. Coming up at number 4, we have Matcha DNA. Matcha DNA is another budget-friendly option that dominates Amazon search results. The low price point attracts immediate attention, especially for seniors on fixed incomes who want matcha benefits without straining monthly budgets. $10 for a large bag seems like smart value compared to premium brands charging 3 or 4 times as much. But that low price comes with hidden costs that far exceed any upfront savings. Independent testing has flagged Matcha DNA for inconsistent purity that should alarm anyone. Some samples showed traces of non-tea plant material mixed into the powder. That means you might be consuming stems, leaf veins, or filler material alongside actual matcha leaves. The powder is bulked up with cheaper components, adding weight without health benefits. For seniors with allergies, sensitivities, or unpredictable immune responses, unknown plant material is a genuine gamble. You cannot react appropriately to something when you do not know it is there. The heavy metal contamination persists here as well. Lead and cadmium have been detected in various matcha DNA batches at concerning levels. These toxins do not pass through your body harmlessly. They accumulate in tissues over time. For seniors with kidney disease, cardiovascular conditions, or taking multiple daily medications, heavy metals interact with your system in ways that compound risk exponentially. The texture is consistently described as gritty and coarse. Quality matcha is stone ground to fineness, measured in single-digit microns. That silky texture affects how the matcha dissolves in liquid, how evenly nutrients distribute, how efficiently your digestive system absorbs the beneficial catechins. Coarse, gritty matcha means clumpy suspension, uneven nutrient distribution, reduced bioavailability. Here is the fundamental problem. Matcha DNA marketing emphasizes health benefits prominently. Antioxidants, natural energy, mental focus. They are selling a wellness product wrapped in health-conscious messaging. But when that product contains heavy metals and filler materials, it is not wellness. It is risk disguised in green packaging. Do you think the government genuinely protects consumers, or does it protect industry? Based on what you are learning, the answer feels obvious. At number 3, we have Do Matcha. Do Matcha has occupied the matcha market for years with positioning as a mid-tier reliable option. The branding appears clean and trustworthy. The messaging emphasizes organic certification and authentic Japanese sourcing. Store placement in natural food retailers suggests a product vetted by buyers who know quality. For many seniors, Do Matcha seems like safe middle ground between suspiciously cheap options and expensive boutique brands. But reliable brand presence does not automatically equal product safety. Testing has revealed some Do Matcha products contain higher than expected fluoride levels. Tea plants can accumulate fluoride from soil and irrigation water over their growing lifespan. Older leaves tend to concentrate more fluoride than young tender shoots. In small amounts, fluoride is manageable for most healthy people, but matcha is consumed differently than regular tea. You ingest the entire leaf ground into powder rather than steeping and discarding. This means you absorb everything the leaf contains, including accumulated fluoride. Over time, with daily consumption, excessive fluoride intake can contribute to bone density problems, worsening osteoporosis. Joint pain dismissed as normal aging. Thyroid dysfunction affecting metabolism and energy. For seniors managing osteoporosis with medications and supplements, unknowingly consuming high fluoride matcha works directly against your treatment plan. For those with thyroid conditions, additional fluoride exposure can interfere with medication effectiveness. Consumer reviews highlight maddening inconsistency between batches. Some orders taste fresh and vibrant, others taste flat, stale, or oddly metallic. That metallic taste is concerning. It can indicate mineral contamination from processing equipment, oxidation creating off flavors. Neither possibility is reassuring. The packaging has drawn criticism. Multiple users report the tin does not seal properly after initial opening. The inner pouch allows air contact. Every day exposed to oxygen, matcha loses potency. By the time you finish the tin, you might be drinking something barely resembling what you purchased. Ever noticed how brands keep having quality problems but never change? Drop your thoughts below. Coming in at number 2, we have Kirkland Signature Matcha Green Tea from Costco. Costco is trusted by millions of American families for delivering quality products at warehouse prices. The Kirkland Signature house brand has built a powerful reputation for name brand quality without the markup. When seniors see Kirkland Signature matcha during their monthly Costco run, they naturally assume it meets that standard. Costco would not put their name on something substandard, but assumptions about brand extension can be dangerously misleading. First, examine what this product actually contains. It is not pure matcha at all, despite prominent matcha branding. It is a blend of matcha powder combined with sencha green tea powder in proportions not clearly disclosed. That blending significantly dilutes the actual matcha content you are consuming. Sencha is a different product with a different nutrient profile. You are not getting the concentrated antioxidants, L-theanine, or catechins that pure matcha delivers. You are getting a cheaper mixture marketed under the matcha name. for seniors specifically seeking matcha for cognitive benefits, cardiovascular support, or calm-focused energy. This dilution matters enormously. You are paying for matcha benefits but receiving a watered-down hybrid product. Testing has raised concerns about sourcing transparency. Kirkland does not clearly disclose where the matcha component originates. Is it from Japan, China, a mixture? Without that transparency, you cannot assess the contamination risk you are accepting. Tea grown in regions with documented soil pollution has historically shown higher rates of heavy metal contamination and pesticide residue. When a brand will not tell you where ingredients come from, it often means the answer would concern consumers. The taste reflects the blend. Users describe it as thin and watery, grassy in a harsh, astringent way rather than smooth, lacking the depth and umami complexity pure matcha provides. The color tends lighter than expected, pale green instead of vibrant emerald. Here is the betrayal that stings. You joined and renewed your membership trusting Kirkland Signature means honest value. But calling this product matcha when it is actually a diluted blend feels fundamentally deceptive. Coming in at number 1, the absolute worst matcha we investigated. Great Value Matcha Green Tea Powder from Walmart. Great Value is Walmart's house brand designed for maximum affordability. For many seniors living on fixed incomes, Great Value products represent a financial lifeline. When you can save dollars on pantry staples, those savings add up across a month. The instinct to reach for Great Value matcha when it costs a fraction of competitors is completely understandable. But when it comes to matcha specifically, that affordability hides problems serious enough to outweigh any savings. Start with sourcing transparency, or rather the complete absence of it. Great Value does not disclose where its matcha is grown, processed, or packaged. That opacity is a massive red flag. When a company will not tell you where ingredients come from, it is typically because honest disclosure would raise questions they prefer to avoid. Independent testing on Great Value matcha has revealed some of the highest heavy metal levels found among mainstream brands. Lead at concerning concentrations. Cadmium targeting kidney tissue. Arsenic in measurable quantities. All present at levels that should alarm anyone, but especially seniors managing kidney disease, heart conditions, or complex medication regimens. These heavy metals do not pass through your body harmlessly. They accumulate in bones, organs, and brain tissue over months and years of exposure. They build up silently while you trust your daily matcha is supporting your health. The effects compound invisibly until symptoms emerge that doctors attribute to aging rather than chronic poisoning. The taste is consistently described as harsh, bitter, and disturbingly chemical-like. That chemical undertone is alarming. It can indicate contamination during processing, something fundamentally wrong that your taste buds detect. Quality matcha should taste fresh, grassy, slightly sweet. Great Value matcha tastes like something went wrong. The texture is coarse and gritty. The color is dull and lifeless. The smell is stale and flat. Every sensory indicator screams low quality. But here is what hurts most. Seniors shopping at Walmart often do so because of budget constraints. They are trusting a major retailer to provide safe products even at value price points. When that trust is betrayed with contaminated matcha sold under health-conscious labeling, it feels cruel. A 2023 study by Consumer Lab found that nearly 30% of tested matcha products contained lead levels exceeding California Proposition 65 thresholds. 1 in 3 matcha products on shelves could be silently poisoning you. Now for the brands that actually deserve your trust and your money. After all the warnings and red flags, here is the good news you have been waiting for. The first safe recommendation is Ippodo Tea Matcha. Ippodo Tea has been operating in Kyoto, Japan, for over 300 years across multiple generations of the same family dedicated to quality. This is not a startup chasing the matcha wellness trend with venture capital funding and aggressive marketing designed to capture market share quickly. This is a heritage company with centuries of reputation on the line with every single product they ship to customers around the world. Their matcha is grown, shaded, harvested, and stone ground under strict quality control protocols developed and refined over generations of practice. They own their supply chain from farm to final packaging without middlemen cutting corners to save money. Independent testing consistently shows Ippodo products free of heavy metals, pesticides, and contaminants at even the strictest detection limits. Clean results batch after batch after batch without exception. The color of Ippodo matcha is vibrant emerald green that practically glows in your bowl when you prepare it. The texture is silky smooth as fine powder should be. dissolving completely without grittiness or sediment settling at the bottom. The taste is perfectly balanced with natural sweetness and umami depth that makes you understand why Japanese tea ceremony treats matcha as something precious rather than just another supplement to check off your wellness list. For seniors concerned about kidney health, blood pressure stability, or medication interactions, Ippodo offers something invaluable that budget brands cannot match. Transparency. Complete and verifiable transparency. You know exactly where the matcha originates down to the specific region and farm, how it was cultivated using traditional methods passed down through generations, what testing verified its purity before it left Japan. No hidden fillers bulking up the product, no mysterious blends mixing quality leaves with inferior material. Just pure, safe, authentic matcha from a source you can verify with confidence. The price point is higher than budget brands crowding Amazon search results competing for your attention. That is undeniable and worth acknowledging honestly. But you are paying for genuine safety that protects your health, verified purity that gives you peace of mind, and actual delivery of the health benefits that made you interested in matcha originally. For seniors investing in their well-being during years when health matters more than ever before, that trade-off makes complete sense when you consider the real costs of contaminated alternatives. For seniors investing in their well-being during years when health matters more than ever before, that trade-off makes complete sense when you consider the real costs of contaminated alternatives. The second safe recommendation is a Kettl matcha. Kettl takes a different approach that delivers equally impressive results for discerning consumers who want the best. Rather than operating centuries-old farms directly, Kettl builds deep relationships with small family farms across Japan and provides complete transparency about every aspect of sourcing that matters for quality. Each product listing tells you which specific farm grew this batch of leaves, when exactly the leaves were harvested during the optimal season, how the matcha was processed from fresh leaf to finished powder and tested before sale. That transparency is not marketing theater designed to impress without substance behind it. It represents genuine accountability that budget brands avoid because their supply chains would not survive close scrutiny from informed consumers who know what to look for. Kettl matcha is certified free of heavy metals and pesticides through independent laboratory analysis performed on each batch before sale to the public. The flavor profile delivers complexity that shows what quality matcha can actually taste like when grown and processed correctly. Notes of fresh grass and spring vegetation that transport you to the tea fields. Subtle natural sweetness without any bitterness or harsh aftertaste. Creamy undertones that coat your palate pleasantly and linger. The texture is exceptionally fine, as premium matcha should be, dissolving into liquid smoothly without any gritty residue remaining. For seniors seeking matcha that genuinely supports cognitive function through L-theanine, cardiovascular health through concentrated antioxidants, and sustained calm energy without the jitters that coffee causes, Kettl delivers without hidden risks undermining those goals. No heavy metal accumulation adding to your body burden over time. No pesticide residue stressing your detoxification systems. No mystery ingredients creating unknown interactions with the medications you depend on daily. The commitment to quality extends to packaging as well, because quality matters at every stage. Airtight containers with light protection preserve freshness until you break the seal at home. Proper storage guidance helps you maintain that quality throughout use. Every cup from first to last delivers the full benefits you paid for rather than degraded powder slowly losing potency in your pantry. Not all matcha is created equal. Some brands are silently loading your body with heavy metals that accumulate over years of trusting consumption. Others are selling watered-down blends at pure matcha prices, shortchanging your health. Some cannot maintain basic consistency from one batch to the next. You deserve better than that gamble. You deserve transparency about what you are consuming. You deserve products that deliver the health benefits they promise rather than hidden risks. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.